my dear Bagginses and Boffins.
Welcome back, everyone. Today we are talking about, we're answering a question that was answered 20 years ago, and I've seen this posted all over the place. I'm surprised this question is still being asked. I just don't understand where this is coming from. The question being, who forged the great rings of power? I'm just shocked. I see this all over the place. Facebook, Reddit, and on articles like this posted 2 days ago.
Was it Tom Bombadil?
Yeah, that's that's why he's not in those movies. So obviously the answer is Sauron. And I'm just shocked that this question is a thing because it is in the intros to these movies. Now, a lot of people do complain about the lengths of these intros, so maybe they're just tuning them out. But it's in the very first movie's intro, which that one, because it's the first one, you wouldn't know that it's going to be a long intro, so you wouldn't tune it out. So you would hear that Sauron is forging these rings. I guess the one caveat you could say is that it's not explicitly told to you that he doesn't have a hand in forging the 3 rings intended for the elves. But regardless of that, you still should know he creates his own ring, obviously, and then he does create the 9 rings for men and 7 for the dwarves.
Yeah.
And that is all very crystal clear in the intro. They do a great job in the intro. They're able to combine the battle scenes with the dialogue. Well, really, it's like a monologue over top of it. And they're just explaining the backstory to what is going to be the main driving force, the catalyst for the Fellowship to go on an adventure, which is the One Ring of Power, which does rule over the other rings minus the elves, because there's a bit of a different thing going on there. But however, it's able to rule over the other rings for men and dwarves, and the men fell very quickly to their influence and their rings. The dwarves held out a little bit longer, but all in all, those rings are ultimately corrupted by the quote-unquote Dark Lord Sauron. So yeah, I'm just shocked where this is coming from. I don't understand. Like this, what the heck are you guys watching? How do you not understand this? Am I being too worked up here? Like, this shouldn't even be asked ever. It's literally right in the beginning of the film. I don't know. So to me, I just wanted to bring this up because we're 20 years now. We're celebrating the 20th anniversary just a couple weeks ago, and this question pops up into my Google alerts for Lord of the Rings. I was just blown away. I'm like, no, we have to answer this once and for all. No more asking this question. I don't understand where this is coming from. So, yeah, the answer is Sauron. He created them because he wanted to corrupt all the different races of Middle-earth. End of story. Did you have anything to add there?
No. No.
Yeah. So if you guys, I don't even know what to ask for the comments because that's the answer. What do you guys think? Do you guys think it was Sauron? Do you guys know the answer to this question? If you didn't know the answer, please comment down below why not, because I'm interested to know how this information escaped people and why this is happening. Were you guys just not in your seats at the start of the movie? Did you just flip through your phone at the intro and then as soon as Frodo or Bilbo, whoever's on the screen, that's when you kind of take notice? I don't know, but you missed a kick-ass battle scene and a lot of important facts and information given to you in that intro. So always pay attention for these fantasy films because there's going to be some backstory that you're going to need to know. All right. See you guys next time.
But does it say, hold on, does it say that Sauron intended for all of the rings to go to the elves?
No. No.
He says the original 16 rings of power are intended for elves, but as soon as Sauron forced the one and put it on his finger, the elves immediately understood what was happening. As a result, all 19 who wore a ring of power took it off. Sauron became enraged by this and decided that if he couldn't control the powerful elves with the rings, he wanted them back. The elves managed to keep the 3, which were the most powerful, hidden. They also hid one with the doors of Khazad-dûm, but Sauron managed to gain possession of the other 15, he turned his sight to mortals, giving 9 to men and the rest to dwarves.
Oh. Interesting. So that's like even deeper backstory. But the important bits is that eventually he did give it to men and dwarves, and thus corrupted those two races, which were the second and third most powerful races on Middle Earth. But then it's weird. So then the elves kept 3 to themselves.
The 3 were created by Celebrimbor.
Yeah.
Who-
He created those not in conjunction with Sauron. He created them separately. So those 3 are not part of this hierarchy of power rings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Less corrupting or not corrupting. I don't know.
I think not corrupting, because, or if they are corrupting, the elves were able to completely fix that because they're still wearing them.
Yeah.
And then I guess it says 4 of the 7 had been destroyed by dragon fire from the
Really?
dwarves. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the rings locations don't actually matter, because the real ring that we need to deal with is Sauron's one ring.
Mm-hmm.
Because with it, he could just win the battle potentially, but also he could just create more rings to serve towards his underlings. So the big question about who forged the Great Rings of Power, I mean, I guess if you want to get technical, Celebrimbor, he was involved in it because Sauron tricked him into creating these rings. But it's Sauron's scheme. It's his magic that is the overarching problem within these rings. And so that is the main information you get at the beginning of the movies, and that's the information you need to understand what the whole quest is about.
Yeah.
But yes, if you want to go into some of this more deeper backstory, then yeah, you can get into his initial intent to ensnare all the elves, and then trying a different approach once that doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think that's it for this one. I don't want to see this question asked anymore. Obviously, if you're asking for like the deeper information, that's something different. But simply asking who forged the Great Rings of Power, this seems to be like they didn't even pay attention to the intro.
I regret to announce this is the end. I bid you all a very fond farewell.